I'm going to show you a ton of optimizations you can make on your PS5 and PS5 Pro right now that will boost your console's performance, make gaming super smooth and convenient, and give you a much better overall experience with your PS5 or PS5 Pro. And surprisingly, I didn't even know about some of these settings until recently. I've lined up these settings in the exact order of where they appear in the settings menu to keep things simple, so stick with me through the whole video because some of these settings toward the end are especially handy and you won't want to miss them. So buckle up and let's do this. The first setting is under user and accounts in login settings, where you should enable auto login. This is really helpful if you're the main or only user of your PS5, as it shaves off time from startup, getting you straight into action faster. The second setting is found in system settings under HDMI. It's the HDMI Device Link option. This feature lets you control your PS5 with your TV remote and powers your console on or off along with the TV, adding a lot of extra convenience. Alright, so for setting number 3, go back into system, then find a remote play. Here, all you need to do is enable it and boom, you're now set to play on your PS5 directly from your phone or computer with the remote play app. Definitely useful for when you want to jump into a game but can't be right at the console. Now moving on to settings 4, 5 and 6, these are also in system settings, but this time you're looking for the power saving section. First up, settings 4 and 5 are in the features available in rest mode menu. What you want to do here is set supply power to USB ports to either 3 hours or always. This setting ensures that your controllers along with other accessories can stay charged while the PS5 is resting. And don't forget to enable stay connected to network as well. By doing this, you're allowing your PS5 to download games remotely through the app and take care of any game updates automatically without needing the console to be fully powered on. It's a great way to keep everything ready without having to turn on the system just for an update. Lastly, setting number 6 is all about saving battery on your controller. In the same section, set your controller to turn off after 10 minutes of an activity. It may sound simple, but it's an easy way to extend your controller's battery life, keeping it charged for when you're ready to jump right back in. Now before we dive into the next settings, I just want to take a quick moment to mention that only 1.3% of my viewers are subscribed. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing to my channel with notifications enabled. It's completely free and you can unsubscribe anytime. So just hit that red button and give it a try if you want to get even more out of your PS5. Alright, now let's talk about setting number 7. You'll find this one in sound, then microphone. This option allows you to change your microphone status upon logging in. The DualSense controller comes with a built-in microphone, and when you log in, it's set to be on by default. This means that if you jump into an in-game chat, you'll be heard right away. A lot of players end up muting their mic when they're playing alone, which can be a hassle. To make things easier, go ahead and set this option to mute. This way, you won't have to remember to do it every time. Now moving on to setting number 8, this one's found under audio outputs and is particularly relevant if you're using an audio device that supports 3D audio. You want to scroll down to headphones and enable 3D audio. This setting can seriously enhance your audio experience in optimized games, making it much more immersive. You should also take a moment to select a 3D audio profile that sounds best to you. It's a great way to completely transform the audio experience in your games. If you find that the audio sounds a bit off in older games like those from the PS4 era, you can simply disable this option to resolve any issues. Moving on to setting number 9, which is also in the audio output section. Here, you want to change the audio format priority to bitstream Dolby. This adjustment can significantly improve your audio experience, especially with most speakers, as it provides much better surround sound. If you're using a surround sound system, don't forget to select the correct number of speaker channels. Also, make sure you position each speaker accurately in the settings to ensure you get the best audio experience possible. Next, let's discuss setting number 10. You'll find this under accessories, then controllers. Here, you want to adjust the brightness of the controller indicators to dim. The reason behind this is that a lower brightness requires lower power, which can greatly improve the battery life of your controller. You can also enhance battery life by altering the intensity of the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, though I personally prefer to keep those settings at maximum for the best gaming experience. Now let's get into setting 11, which is extremely useful. You'll find this under save data settings, then game presets. Here, you should customize these settings based on your usual gameplay preferences. Once you've done that, every time you start a new game, those settings will be automatically applied, saving you a ton of time. Next, we have setting number 12, which encompasses the entire notification settings menu. I highly recommend taking some time to look through these options and decide what types of notifications you want to receive and when. Most players probably don't want to get notifications while watching something on their console, so turning off video notifications is going to be my top tip. Be sure to review these settings carefully and customize them to fit your personal preferences. Let's dive into setting number 13, located in captures and broadcast settings. Here, you'll want to change the shortcuts for create button to either easy screenshots or easy video clips. With easy screenshots, a single tap of the create button takes a screenshot capturing the exact moment you want. If you select this option, you can also save the last 30 seconds of the gameplay by simply double tapping the create button or however long you've set it to. On the other hand, easy video clips allow you to start or stop a manual recording with a double tap. Personally, I prefer using easy video clips since I record manually much more than I save my recent gameplay, but ultimately it comes down to your personal preference. Now let's move on to setting number 14. This one involves changing the screenshot format to PNG. While PNG files are larger, they generally offer higher quality, which is especially beneficial if you're capturing images in photo mode. If you don't take many screenshots and want to save space though, keeping it as JPEG is also a solid choice. Next, we've got setting number 15 in the video clip format settings. You'll want to increase the quality of your manual recordings to 3840 by 2160, allowing you to record PS5 gameplay at a full 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. However, keep in mind that this forces the file format to be WebM, which will need conversion to be compatible with most PC editing softwares. That said, it works seamlessly with software on the PS5. Making this change literally quadruples the quality of your manual recording, so I strongly recommend it. For those curious, this is how I capture gameplay scenes in my videos. Setting number 16 is found under broadcast. For some reason, the default quality is set to 1080p at 30 frames per second, even though there's an option for 1080p at 60 frames. I highly recommend changing this to 1080p at 60 frames and keeping it that way unless your internet cannot handle streaming at this quality. This is going to greatly improve the quality of all your streams. Next up is setting number 17, which you'll find in the trophies section. You can save a significant amount of storage space by disabling trophy videos or screenshots. Every time you earn a trophy on the PS5, a screenshot and a 15-second clip are saved to the console, so turning this off can really help conserve some space. You can also select which rarity of trophies are enabled. I keep this feature enabled for platinum trophies and certain milestone achievements. Now, let's touch on a few bonus settings regarding privacy and data collection that I think are worth mentioning. Navigate to user and accounts, then down to privacy. Here, you'll see several options on the right. First off, it's a good idea to choose a privacy profile that aligns with how you want to use PlayStation Network, but mainly you should focus on 3 options below it. First up is the data you provide category. If you click into this, you'll likely see that by default, you're providing a full amount of data. This means Sony is tracking everything you do on your console to improve the system. If you prefer not to have Sony monitoring your every action, consider setting this to limited. Next, we have personalization category. Here, you can provide what Sony can track to provide personalized ads and suggestions. They keep tabs on how you use your console, so if you're not comfortable with that, you can disable this option. Personally, I keep everything turned on because I'd rather see ads for things that I'm interested in and might actually buy. Lastly, we have the voice data collection option, which is set to allow by default. This means that whenever you use voice commands or dictate text, Sony stores recordings of what you've said to find out ways to improve the system. If you'd prefer not to have your voice data collected, simply turn this option off. Now before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which setting did you find the most useful? Let me know in the comments. If this video helped you or if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing with all notifications enabled to enhance your PlayStation experience. Don't forget to leave a like to the video to show your support. It truly helps. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.